acquire territory by force under international law.
Who owned the West Bank before 67? Who owned the Gaza Strip before 67?
Mr. Bonnell, don't change the subject. If you don't know what you're talking about, at least have the humility. You talk about chapter 6. You don't know
how close has 242 gotten to the Palestinians to peace?
From tweet 5. You have no idea what you're talking about. It's just so embarrassing. At least have some humility. Between us, we've read maybe 10,000 books on the topic, and you've read 2 Wikipedia entries, and you start talking about chapter 6. Do you know what chapter 7 is?
Answer me.
Do you know what chapter 7 is?
Answer me a question. How close has 242 gotten the Palestinians to a state?
How
close has the 2004 advisory opinion gotten the West Bank settlement?
What's your alternative?
The alternative is not this, whatever this making money off the conflict is. The actual alternative,
Destiny should talk about making money off
your
of
media blitz. The issue is you have
all
to
these
negotiate.
resolutions have gotten the Palestinians no closer to a state.
Because they haven't been enforced because of the U.S. veto.
They're not going to be enforced.
Well,
wait.
Okay.
If I may.
You know what, Professor Morris?
Talking about the case for genocide.
Professor Morris, because of your logic, and I'm not disputing it, that's why October 7th happened.
Oh, my God.
Because there was no options left for those people. Exactly what Mouin said.
And now what options are left? After October 7th, what's the option?
The only option is conflict.
Listen to this.
The only option is combat.
Bonnell is now an expert on Palestinian mentality.
You're contradicting yourself.
I only deal in facts. I only deal in facts. Egypt didn't find it necessary. Egypt didn't find it necessary to negotiate peace with the Palestinians. Jordan didn't find.
There's a very lengthy history of Israeli-Palestinian negotiations. You want to deny that those negotiations took place?
Where it feels like there was a good faith effort, where there was a good faith effort, where it was a good faith effort.
We have a written record.
With all due respect,
we have a written record,
Mr. Pop Historian.
Farrell.
You can't even read the written records. I don't know why you're referring to it.
Excuse me? I just said there are 15,000 pages on Annapolis.
And I'm sure you cherry-picked your favorite quotes from all of them, okay? That's great. That's great.
Mr. Farrell, at least I had a quote to cherry-pick.
That's great.
All you have is Wikipedia.
I gave you quotes.
All you have is Wikipedia.
Do you want quotes? Find me the information that shows the Palestinian cause has been furthered by any international law. You can't do it.
I think the problem is different. Okay, you want to say the Palestinians were only fighting, and then when I point out they've also gone to the court and the UN and say, well, all they do then is these things, and you say they should be negotiating, and I demonstrate that there was a lengthy record of negotiations and said, yeah, but they didn't go in good faith. Again, you're placing the hamster in the wheel and telling him if he runs fast enough, maybe one day he'll get out of the cage.
I'll tell you why.
You don't rocket your neighbor. You rocket your neighbor, expect consequences.
I'll tell you why.
Expect consequences.
But that works both ways.
Yes. I know, I expect that.
Professor Morris,
both ways.
I'll tell you why. Because every human rights, humanitarian, and UN organization in the world has said that the blockade
nobody cares about amnesty.
Is a form of collective punishment, which is illegal under international law.
Illegal. The word illegal
you think a blockade?
You don't understand the way the world works.
Yeah.
These things are irrelevant.
And you think confining, because that's the blockade.
Yes, you don't
confining a million children.
That's the choice of Hamas.
That's Hamas's a million children in what the Economist called a human rubbish sheep.
The Economist supported Israel in this war and continues to support Israel.
What International Committee of the Red Cross called a sinking ship, what the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights called a toxic slum. You think
it is a slum? Of course, it's a slum.
You think,
but it's caused by
under
the
international law. You think it's legitimate.
Forget the law.
Hey, I know you want to forget the law.
What about
it's the
morality?
One thing that
it's
what every Israeli fears the most.
What?
The law.
No.
Zippy Livni said, I studied international law. I oppose international law. Of course you don't want to hear about the law.
It's got nothing to do with anything.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
Then don't complain about October 7th. If you don't want to, if you want to say, forget about the law.
All I said was they acted like barbarians.
Then there is no international humanitarian law. There's no distinction between civilians and combatant.
There should be.
And so Hamas. No, now you're doing what Mouin said. You're becoming very selective about the law. If you want to forget about the law, Hamas had every right to do what it did. It had every right to do what it did, according to you, not to me, because you want to forget the law.